So good afternoon guys, it's Meg here from Meg HQ. Just on to day 6 of 7 days of yin. Again, apologies this hasn't been in particular consecutive order. Just had a few dramas with internet and phones and whatnot, but it's actually been really nice to have a little bit of break off social media. So today's practice is very much just going on feels today. I wanted to let myself be free in this practice to go with whatever feels good, and I hope that this practice of yin also serves you. If you have a chance, grab yourself a strap. If you don't have a strap, just a belt buckle is totally fine, or a dressing gown strap is no problem at all. And if you have a block, again, wonderful if you do, and doesn't matter if you don't, but even a couple of books will really work really well, because we're going to start in supported fish pose. We're going to start with a heart opener today, so I'm going to place the block about 3/4 of the way up on my mat, and I want the block or book, whatever it is, even a bolster is fine, to sort of support right through, I guess, that top sort of thoracic area through the spine. And we want to find this really nice pose where we're able to open the heart up and surrender our shoulder blades to the left and the right of the block. And then I invite you to either lengthen the feet out in front of you. If that is uncomfortable, you're more than welcome to come into Baddha Konasana, legs with the heels together and the knees dropping apart. You can support your head with another block or a pillow if that feels nice for you. Or in time, you're welcome to turn the block up onto a higher height, so long as that is okay for your back. But I invite you to find somewhere where you can stay and let the shoulders cascade, and we'll be here to start our practice for 5 minutes. What you want to feel is that beautiful surrender of the shoulder blades left to right of the block. You want to feel your body just getting heavier and surrendering to the earth. Turn the palms up so that they're face up. Other option is to let the hands drape over the head if that feels okay. Allow the hips to open here, and allow yourself to just come back to breath. Guys have just under 4 minutes here. I'm going to pop the block up on this height, but please listen to your body. It's only just now that I've only recently started doing this for my back, so please listen into what feels okay for you. If it doesn't feel right, then just go back to where you were. Just 2 more minutes where you are. Just one more minute where you are. Take a few more deep breaths where you are. And just take one more inhale. Exhale completely. Using your elbows and your core slowly, start to bring yourself up. Remove the block and just lie back down onto the earth or onto your pillow if you've got one. Come here. Oh. Come. Sit down. Sit. Take a few more breaths here. A little bit of time for self-inquiry. How's your body and mind feeling today? What can you get out of this practice of stillness, this practice of slowing down, this practice of you? Notice if there's anywhere in the body and the mind that you need to nurture today through your practice. Allow yourself to acknowledge, allow yourself to feel, and allow yourself to heal. Take one more breath. When you're ready, bend one knee, bend the other. Just gently bring the knees into the chest, and we're actually going to find a happy baby here. Best you can, either clasping both the insides of your feet, or of course you can hold onto your ankles. That's totally fine. The elbows will rest on the inside of the knees here. Watch out for any furry friends that you might have nearby, and then just allow yourself to stay here, driving the or holding the feet to eventually bring the knees down to the earth. Now you can stay here. I'm actually going to use the wall. It's just a little bit easier with my pooch next to me here. So I'm just going to take this modification here with the hands on the inside. I'm just going to stay. Again, take the variation that works for you right now. Allow yourself to open your hips. Allow yourself to surrender your body, your mind, and just simply let go. Remembering we're not trying to force the knees down to the ground. There's no pressure on the knees. In time, gravity will direct the knees down. Everything's a process. And it's such a beautiful journey along the way. Let's continue to breathe deep. Possibly lengthening your breath to 4 to 6 counts in and 4 to 6 counts out. Applying Ujjayi breath if that's in your practice. If not, just breathe in and breathe out. Just over 3 more minutes here. Maybe finding a little bit more depth if that suits you today. Don't ever hold any judgment as to where you were yesterday or last week. Our bodies change all the time, depending on what we do and how we move or don't move. So just try and be present as to how you feel right now and how your body is reacting right now. No judgment, no expectations, no limits. Noticing the rise and fall of your breath. 2 minutes. Let's take 5 more breaths here. Just slowly, when you're ready, roll to your side. Take your time. Coming to gently find a seat. And we're going to find our heels together and come to find a diamond posture or Baddha Konasana, so butterfly legs a little bit closer together. Take an inhale, holding onto the feet, and use your exhale to just simply fold forward. And be here for a minute. Just notice if you're holding any tension in the neck and let that go. Let the shoulders drape over each side of your spine. Soften the eyebrows. Let the knees be heavy. Just 3 more breaths. Slowly just come back up, seated position. And take your time to find your strap or dressing gown, whatever it is that you've got. And if you do have a strap, try and just loop it. If that's a possibility, you can tie up the dressing gown strap or whatever it might be so that you've actually got a bit of a loop happening. If not, you can of course just hold on to the strap or the whatever you have. That's totally okay. If you do have it in a loop, bend both knees and start to pop the right foot into the strap. And you can lengthen it if you need to as well. So we don't want to have any shaking in the hamstring. We want to slowly ease into this stretch without any force. So if you've got the strap looped like this, if you don't, just hold on to it, that's totally okay. But if not, the strap goes around the back of the head, and start with the leg bent, or the left leg bent, so that eventually in time that bottom leg can straighten. But to start this stretch, we're just going to start here with the knees bent and let the full weight of the head surrender back into the strap like a hammock. The hands can be by the side or in the heart space, whatever feels nice. Again, if it's too tight, loosen the strap. This knee can stay bent, it doesn't have to be straight. And then just let the head just surrender. You don't have to straighten the leg. We're just trying to feel a stretch from the insertion point in the hamstring and the knee to the insertion point into the glute. And if any time it feels okay, you can start to straighten that bottom leg. If that feels okay, if it feels nice, go with that. Again, if it feels too much, then just ease it back off. Okay. Remember to just breathe through this. Sometimes it feels really nice to sway the head left to right if that's available. Maybe starting to get into the ITBs a little bit too if you go to these. We have a little bit of a storm happening here in Newcastle at the moment, or it's on its way. So she does alright in storm, she's getting better. anybody else's dog doesn't like storms either. Start to find a little bit more surrender here if it's available, and just keep the eyes closed and breathe. Remember not to force, just let it happen in time. Just 5 more breaths here. Make them as long as you can. Taking one more full inhalation. Use your exhale to surrender. If the bottom leg was straight, bend it. Bend the top leg. Whoa. And just allow the knees to hug into the chest. Breathe. And then from here, it's going to rock and roll up. Same leg that you had up, hop it in front, and then bring the left leg over, so the right leg is out in front. We're coming into half shoelace, so big work onto the hamstrings, it looks like, through this yin practice. So take an inhale, lift up, and then exhale, start to fold forward. Doesn't matter where you get to on this one, but allow your sit bones to be on the earth, and if you need to, you can place both hands underneath the knee joint. We're just here for a minute and a half. Half shoelace. Let the head be heavy. So you get a beautiful stretch down the back of the neck. Remember to breathe deep. Yin teaches us to stay when we want to run. It teaches us so much patience and so much love and compassion to ourselves. We tend to be forcing and rushing all the time. Everything's in such a hurry. And we never nurture and give back to our bodies. We're too busy going from one thing to the next. And Yin teaches us to pause. So find your breath and just be with the pose. Just 5 more breaths. Resist the urge to move. Allow yourself to take one more full inhale. Exhale to soften more. Keep the chin tucked in. Use the hands gently come up through the spine. Pause. If we had longer time in between each posture, I'd come to lie down into rebound, but being that these are only half an hour, please feel free to add that in if you need to. We're simply going to go straight to the other side here for half shoelace by popping the left leg out in front and bringing the right knee over to stack option to put the hands underneath and take a really lovely inhale to lengthen and use your exhalation to fold forward. Hey, come here, sit down. Sit down. Again, just a minute and a half here. Sit down. Good girl. Is that Tilly? Is that Tilly? Hey, is that Tilly? Come. Sit. Sit. Good girl. There's 8 more breaths in this pose. Keeping it real here with the dogs. Sit down. 3 more breaths to go. You take 1 more full inhale. Exhalation to soften. Slowly tuck the chin. Take your time. Allow yourself to roll up. And we're just going to make our way onto our backs. This time the left leg goes up and the right knee bends. Grab your strap. Make sure if you do have a strap with a buckle, make sure the buckle's away from your head and bend both knees. Strap goes behind the head or just simply hold on. And then just come to settle just in a place where you can find some stillness. Again, just making sure you're coming in about 60%. And then when you're ready, allowing yourself to soften. And just find somewhere you can stay. Draw the breath into the back of the hamstring. If it's tight, make sure you're not shaking. Slow down the breath to slow down the mind. Again, if it feels nice, that bottom leg can straighten, so you're getting a bit more of a stretch into the groin and the hip flexors, but I'll leave that up to you. Listen to what your body tells you. Breathe. No. Hey, hey. Honey, no. 2 more minutes on this pose. Maybe you might even swing that head left to right, maybe swinging the head to the right side, maybe getting to the ITB for a moment. Stay if it feels nice, or just keeping the head where it is. Maybe continue to sway if it feels okay. one more minute left. But always backing it off if you need. It's your last 3 breaths in this pose. So one more really deep inhalation here. As your exhale to slowly surrender and then bend the knee and the Take your time to pause, maybe hugging the knees into your chest, one at a time, maybe both. And if you're not wrapped into your dog, take your time to rock and roll up. And before we come to the last pose, we're going to come into toe squat. Speaking to Sarah, one of my friends, about this the other day, about helping with cramps and on the inside of the feet down into the calves and the Achilles. So we want to spread the toes apart with our fingers. We won't be here for too long. And we want to come onto the knees. Now if you have a block, it's going to be quite uncomfortable. You can sit on a block and that will help with the sensation in the toes. We don't want pain. You will definitely feel sensation though. So please find somewhere that works. So you're coming forward also onto the ground with the hands down. We'll take the tension out of the toes. And then you just want to find somewhere where you can stay. As I said, we're not going to be here for too long, so I invite you just to close down your eyes and find somewhere where you can stay. If at any time or point the sensation gets too much, then again take any of those options, release the toes and go back in when you're ready. Beautiful opportunity to practice breath and be really present. Just 10 more breaths, but make them long. Five more breaths to go. Taking one more inhalation. Stay for your exhale. Slowly come forward. You're really gentle as you untuck the toe and then the other, and maybe a little toe tap. And then from here we're going to finish into frog. I was like, do I do a straddle on the wall or do I do frog? We're going to do frog. So from where you are in frog, if you've got a mat here, excuse me baby, come on. You want to maybe fold it over 1 or 2 times. Come on. Good girl. And that will give you some padding on the knees. I really like to pad the knees up onto this one. Now you can always do frog on the wall as well, that's always an option. So pad the knees over and just start little. The feet, as you can see, are just slightly outside of the knees, and then you want to slowly allow yourself to push back so that you're driving the hips back, and then just find somewhere where you can be. Now block can be really great to support the head. If you'd like a little bit deeper, of course, you can come down to the earth. So find where you need to be and then close down the eyes. Maybe the chest goes to earth, maybe the cheek, maybe the chin. And again, just be with the sensation, no pain. You don't want to force it, but just find where you need to be. Should definitely feel a stretch in your groin, your hip flexors. But again, no pain, just sensation. Come back to your breath. Just under 2 minutes. Good job. You may be finding more depth as you breathe. You may need to come up a bit, just feel. Come back to just a simple practice of breathing in and breathing out. One more minute to go. Three more breaths. And one last inhalation. Exhale, surrender. Slowly use your hands. Tuck your chin, press up, brace this core and bring the knees in. And then find an infant's pose. And when you're ready, find your Shavasana. I'm going to spend my Shavasana with my legs up the wall. You can lie on your mat, but I'm going to find the wall, slide in and let my legs hang above the wall like this. Please choose wherever you need to be. If you've chosen here, feel free to let the hands float above the head or on your heart space. Take a massive deep breath in. Open your mouth and exhale. Let it go. Quiet mind, quiet body. Shavasana. Start to breathe deeper. Maybe moving your head side to side. Maybe moving your fingers, moving your toes. If you're on the wall, bend your knees one at a time. And just gently let your knees fall to the side and pause. As you stay here, take a moment for gratitude, for thanks for making it to the mat, to your time, your space. And for anything else that you can find gratitude for. As honoring your body, your practice, your stillness, in order to recognize feelings and emotions and patterns, we need to acknowledge them and be aware. And the only way we can be aware of them is to pause and stop and listen. When we become aware, we have an opportunity to change and make a different choice. Use your hands to gently press yourself up to kneeling or seated. Our quote today is from Rumi, my favorite quotes. He says, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." It starts with you. We all have opportunities to make choices. We have one life that we are blessed with. And every single day we have an opportunity to wake up and make a different choice. So if you don't like where you are, always know that you have that opportunity to change, but we have to become aware of the pattern that we're doing to be able to change it. The more you practice this, the more you practice being still, the more you give yourself an opportunity to choose differently. And that's where it starts. It all starts with you. Hands to your third eye center, acknowledging your practice. So, Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and be free. Namaste. That is day 6 of 7 days of yin. The other practices are on my YouTube channel, Meg Linton. If you want to know more about getting to know yourself, your body and your mind and your spirit, and understanding you better, I have an online program, The Journey, that is now available on my website, which has 8 modules that just dive right into you, that are deeper than skin deep, and they help us to find love, nurturing and wholeness from the inside out, rather than fixing this external body. This comes later. So if you have any questions on the journey, let me know. If not, go to my website, meghq.com, to have a look at the free information session to find out more about yourself. Namaste and have an amazing day. Thank you for taking the time.